Hello, I'm Zach Shea. I'm the Activities Director at Burlington High School. So, first of all, I want to address a couple things. Number one is the timeline. When we met in Mr. Tisland's office, it was stated that Burlington High School would like to use Dankwardt Park for practices. So before me and Mr. Swink met in my office to discuss the schedule, that was already stated and discussed. So that the timeline is inaccurate. Number two, being allowed and able to use BHS tennis courts. Yes, there's some cracks. There is some safety issues. But what you can use it for is drill time. I've coached football for 20 years. You do not use the entire football field when you're practicing. There is parts of our tennis courts that can be used for drills. And there's other courts that we have at BHS, just like at Dankwardt, that can be used as a game situation. I understand that the timing of this is not the best, okay? Our courts are really not playable for games, for tournaments, to ask other teams to come here and play on our BHS courts. So our business manager and our director of maintenance came to the city, and this is how this whole agreement started. We personally believe that if we are going to give $50,000, which if you do the breakdown, 39 practices over 10 years, that's $128 per practice that we'd be giving. But again, to go back to the timeline, as an athletic director, you have to adjust, adapt, and overcome. I get a call from the state that says that we have to host a basketball game in 2 weeks, a state basketball game. We make it happen. That's what you do as an AD. I understand that 5 o'clock is not the prime time to practice. We do it all the time in the winter. We have one gym. We have practices all the way until 9 o'clock at night. Okay, so sacrifices have to be made if you're going to play or do extracurricular activities. It's not always the prime time. You're not always going to be able to practice right after school. Our kids face the same challenges that they do at West Burlington, Notre Dame. Is this an ideal agreement? I don't know. But I do know that we are giving a significant amount of money, so we are requesting that we have priority scheduling. Now, if you are a coach, you understand that as the season progresses, your practice times start to shorten. So let's say we don't practice at one day. Jeremy, we're not going to be there today. You know, get your girls on or your boys right after school. I think that's a working relationship that we can continue to have. I also offered West Burlington Notre Dame this option, to co-op with Burlington. They co-op with us in swimming. They do not have a swimming pool. They don't have tennis courts. I offered them that opportunity, and it was turned down. So I think that I have went out of my way to try and give them options and opportunities at BHS and then with our tennis courts or with our tennis teams. I guess in closing, at the end of the day, you're talking about 2 months for West Burlington Notre Dame and Burlington High School to play on those courts. The other 8 months, I guess it'd be 6 months, 7 months, those courts will be repaired for the citizens of the city of Burlington to play on adequate and safe courts. So I think that's the biggest picture. And I guess, Greg, we haven't met, but I could say that if this agreement is voted down today, I don't know if we would have the option of putting the $50,000 in another agreement. I don't know if that'll be there, because At the end of the day, we could still, both teams are gonna end up playing at Dankwardt.